Good afternoon, class. Welcome to uh, Management 520, the organizational behavior class. Just wanted to I'm Dr. Noel Ridsdale, and I'll be your guide, facilitator, faculty member who will be getting you through this course and taking a look at all your work and hopefully moving your body of knowledge forward. So I've got a couple of things where I'm going to go ahead and kind of review through this kind of welcome video, a few highlights and some things I'd like to point out to you as we go through this as an outline kind of for the course. Let me go ahead and I'll screen share my screen here right now so you guys can take a look at this. So what you've got here is this is the first page it comes up to, which is the instructor's office, professor's office. My contact information is here. You're also going to see, typically it's not on here right now, but I kind of have I'm usually online on Tuesdays and Thursdays quite extensively. I'm also on definitely Monday, Wednesday, and Friday in the mornings, probably before like 10:30, somewhere between 8 and 10:30. If you need to catch me online, and you can email me here at any time. You can also call my office, and that kind of still forwards to my basically forwards to my cell phone, so you can again get a fairly quick response to most everything. So as you get through here, and I'm usually very quick with email, I can assure you of that. So a couple of things here. I'm not going to go into a lot about me or my bio because in week one here, we've got right here, introductions, and I've actually posted my introduction in here already. So you guys can go ahead and take a look at this and feel free to make sure to drop your bio in there as well, just to give me an opportunity to kind of know you guys and what you're doing. Okay, so the next thing I've got is, so a couple of things as we go through here, asking the professor, okay, if you have a question for me, this is where you're going to be able to get me the general answers, okay? Things like, okay, where do I find this? I'm not finding the Purdue or the OWL in here, or I'm not quite sure how the discussion works in the first couple of weeks, and I'll get into that in a second. So a couple of those things, okay, anything like that, that's perfect for here. What's not perfect for here is why did I get this grade? That's better to have a discussion with me through the email and those types of things. The next thing would be, as we go through here, here's the syllabus. Okay, you can see it's pretty extensive all the way through grading policies. I'm going to kind of skim down to those. We do use an online proctor for the final exam, but here's kind of how you guys will be evaluated here. Okay. So what we have here is several items that are going through here. We have a self-assessment exercise that occurs later in the course. We have a research paper. These are in the Mind Tap, and I'll kind of click into that in a minute so you guys can kind of see what that is. Here, that's the final exam there. Discussion boards, discussion posts. These are the individual cases. The individual case is actually, that's actually split into equal percentages. And then in here we have so you have part one and part two of this, that's really 5% each. The individual portion of your team case is going to be 5%, and then the actual team portion itself is 10%. So this is kind of how you're going to actually be evaluated. Again, this is a weighted average course. So if I go to the grade book, and this is what you're going to be seeing here in the grade book, is the grade center, full grades, and this is for me, and this is where I'm going to go. All there is names in here, and as you can see, I see a lot of you guys have signed in over the last couple of days. This is the weighted average total, okay? This is the one you want to be paying attention to, okay? You're going to see the total weighted average. This is the column that you want to be making sure that you're paying attention to, not the total, because this is total points, okay? And it's not really going to give you an accurate picture of where you are in the class. This is going to give you an accurate picture because it is actually weighted according to what is in the syllabus. So typically, whether you have 200 points or you have 300 points in a particular assignment, does not matter. It's how much that assignment is weighed, not how many points you're gaining. Okay, so let's go back up to, this is the late work policy. As you can see here, basically, it's split into 3 sections. You have you have discussions here, which is the original post, which is your initial post, is going to be due on Thursdays. If you make it on Friday, not a huge deal as long as it's in the same week. But the Thursday deadline is to make sure everybody can get in and gives us an opportunity to be able to discuss it. All comments will need to be posted by Monday night. I'm a Monday person here, to kind of give you that last minute, weekend option if something happens and things don't work out or you got a busy weekend. You just have to post them by midnight, because on Tuesday morning, like I said, I do a lot of grading and those types of things. So on Tuesday of each week, I'll be going through and spending a lot of time probably in my online courses to get those graded and caught up. If your initial post is late, probably not going to be a big deal. If it's something that reoccurs all the time, then I'll look at a deduction. But for the most part, I'm pretty liberal on that aspect of it. But this is the part I'm not. Comments that come in that are late after the week is ended. So after Monday night at midnight, there can't be any comments. You can't post any. It doesn't do any good to post any more comments. Let's put it that way, because I won't adjust those, because obviously nobody's going to read them and we've moved on. Okay, you can still post your initial post. Say you've got a real busy weekend, or you had a really bad week, super bad week at work, or something along those lines, and you didn't get a chance to post your original one. You can still do that after the week is closed. That's not a problem. I will deduct a 20% late penalty, but you'll still get points. You'll still get awarded some grades for that. So I think that's more than fair. Major assignments, which in our case are 2 cases, the research paper and the self-assessment. If they're posted after the due date, it's 25% off. But if you call me and say, hey, I need a day or 2 extra, okay, ahead of time, I've got this real big project of work that's due in a few days, I can work with you on some of that and give you a little bit of structure. There's just a lot of papers and grading in this course, so it becomes a snowball if everybody turns them in late. Then I can't get those back to you in a timely manner. Also, 2 of these build on each other. The 2 cases build on each other. So if you get one part late, you're going to be behind in the second part already. You have the, you also, so that's the part there. The final exam obviously can't be extended or turned in late. That's a pretty end one. Like I said, if you got a real bad week at work, you're going to have some tough time making these deadlines for any particular week, reach out to me. Call me, text me, email me, whatever. Let me know what's going on, and then we can talk about a little bit of an extension and waiving of those penalties. So as we get through here, there's this is my course, so it's got a little more of the extras in it than some of yours does. Okay, MindTap materials. They're also in each week, but there's a good click. This is every single one that we're doing. So I'll just kind of click on this to kind of give you a, we'll start with here with chapter 3. When you click on any of those links that are throughout the course, you're going to have, that's strange. Okay. I'll have to look into that a little bit. Let me see if I can get a different link to work in. I thought I tried that. Okay, let's see here. Try that one. Okay, and interesting. Okay, I will fix that. But basically, this will take you into it will take you into the MindTap, which is another section of the course. Not quite sure why that's not linked up, but I will definitely fix that right after I get off the video. But what it does is that takes you out to your textbook, that takes you out to the learning modules that are in there, and you actually have in here a kind of how this course works video. How does this course work in week 1 here? This will actually walk you all the way through that. How the assignments work, how the discussion works, and there's a section there for MindTap as well. But it's pretty easy. You'll click on the assignment. You just, like this one here, you click on the quiz, it's ready to go. As we get into week 4, there's a discussion each week, okay? Big problem, big issue, the big thing here is whatever you choose in week 1, okay? As looking at through the assessments in here and the discussions, you're looking at what's in the textbook, what the self-assessment results were, any articles or videos that you happen to taken a look at through the week, and kind of evaluate what you're doing in weeks 1 through 3 is you're going to choose one part of your personality or one part of your business personality that you want to dive a little bit more into. And each week we're going to, that's why I'm talking about the behaviors, and I'll give you an example. Okay, the behavior would be, okay, I yell at my employees because I don't think they're doing well. Okay, well, what's the real root cause of that? And what I'm talking about is you have to look at what you're doing and think about why you would be yelling at that particular employee. Is it because that's the way you were trained? Okay, and you don't have anything better? In my field, that's definitely one of those things that happens. Okay, you know, a lot of us that are in my age set would have been trained that it's a more direct approach in my field. And that's the way I came up. I can tell you I've had yelled and screamed and had things thrown at me and everything else. But that root cause of that behavior is because maybe they haven't thought about the impact maybe you're having on that employee, or maybe your outlook of that employee is they're replaceable. Well, we're all replaceable, but really, is that something you really want to do, or can you turn that around? So when you hear my feedback, a lot of times through the discussion, I'm going to be looking for you to analyze. You're going to give me that kind of problem statement, but then you're going to be giving me, I want you to dig a little deeper and get into that root cause. And in weeks 1 through 3, we're going to be looking at this from 3 different perspectives. We're applying different concepts to them. Okay, here we're going to take a look at, identify the root cause, and you're going to look at a couple of goals. How can I look at myself in a different way is where I'm going to be challenging you in there. In week 3, we're going to be taking a look at some action plans. Okay, how can I make this happen? Okay, we also have a case that's split between weeks 2 and 3. Okay, this is week 3. You can see this is the second part of the case. Part 1, basically, you're going to do your research for the most part. You're going to identify the problems in the case. Okay, and then what you're going to do after that is you're going to come down and create some goals and some action plans that go with this in the second part of it, which is the way a case works. The first part of the case, you identify and you research. The second part, you create some goals and some action plans. Let me check my notes here. Okay, get that. Okay, and I think I got most everything here. And again, I think I've covered most everything. Kind of gives you a general idea of the way things are. I might post another video or two throughout the course occasionally, just to kind of give you some ideas on the way things are and how things go forward. When it gets closer, I'm going to try to be a little more proactive and get those things out to you. But again, look for the announcements. Like I said, if you have any general questions, I'll be checking the Ask the Professor definitely every few days to kind of give you guys that. If I miss something in the Ask the Professor once in a while, directly email me. That's fine. Say, hey, can you look at the Ask the Professor question? I'm okay with that. I think I've changed all the due dates in here for you, those that use the calendar feature in here. So I think everything's now updated. You'll notice that most of the discussion questions are actually they're geared for Thursday night. That's okay. You still can comment through Sunday. I just set them all to the Thursday night deadline. That kind of gives you, because that's really the initial part of it. Most everybody remembers to comment. That's not usually the problem. It's usually the initial one that kind of hangs people up. Again, welcome to the course. I'm certainly looking forward to you being able to Get in here and explore organizational behavior and a little bit about yourself. This is a course where we're looking about what you are doing as well, and you as an individual, and hopefully growing you as a management and as a manager and a leader. And how I'll close with this. This is what I usually tell everybody: leadership is all about you. Okay, when you get into the leadership course, but organizational behavior is how you interact with the organization. So it has a little bit about organizational structure and the rest of that, but a lot of it is about how individuals react within the organization. So it's kind of a little bit different than, it's a little different perspective. It's also a different mindset. So the things we're going to be looking at from you personally is how do you interact with the organization? All right, again, looking forward to having a great week. I hope to see you in class soon, and I'll be definitely commenting as early as tomorrow afternoon if anybody's got some bios to put into and get those things rolling. Again, looking forward to it. If you have any questions, please reach out.